All right, yeah, well, the Gorgeous Entertainment, Michael Wook made a documentary called You Think You Really Know Me, the Gary Wilson Story, and it had its premiere, I think, in 2003 at Lincoln Center in New York City. And again, that's another memorable moment in my life, watching my life unfold on the big screen. And it was real cool. Actually, it was sold out, the place, and then they held another huge party, and and then they have a film society of Lincoln Center that was all there. So I was talking to all these like Russian ladies, and and everybody liked it. And very, very nice, very a moving thing. And the sound and the picture was real clear and great sound in the theater. And so that was a nice thing, nice moment. He kind of followed me from San Diego to New York the first time through, and they came up on the train from New York. I kind of was afraid to fly for a little bit, but now it's all right.
That's good.
I've overcome that a bit. And
you should be proud of that. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, well, so I don't mind it too much. And that's about it on that, I guess, huh?
I've ever seen, but you don't seem to see why. You don't seem to see me, no you don't. You keep on looking through my prison door. Your mind is filled with imbalanced things. Any chase you gaze from shore to shore.
Playing with I remember that you were playing with a band in a restaurant pretty regularly. Is that still happening?
Yes.
How often do you play with them?
We have a regular Friday and Saturday at this one restaurant.
And do you guys also do like special events?
Yes, and that's we've been doing a lot of country clubs, and Lawrence Welk Village is right over there. So
that's pretty good. Now, if my friend wanted you for her wedding, what would she do?
Well, just has to contact us, right? So it's funny you mentioned that. Somebody from Cornell had talked to me about a week ago about playing a wedding. I said, well, sure, if you guys, if you want it,
Yeah.
I do a lot. I've done weddings since I've been a young guy, 18 or something.
And at a wedding gig, would you be willing to do both, like a regular?
Well,
wedding
see, that's the thing now.
Or can it have both?
Now, you know me, I like things kind of separate.
Okay.
So, that was my concern, I think, with people who wanted me to do wedding, because, the best thing probably would be to have two bands. One band that can do, because, like I say, the lounge band I get in would be good for a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
This band, under special circumstances, would be good.
Okay. Okay.
But, just let me know.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
called you last night, and you said you'd be at the party, but when I got there, you weren't there. What are you trying to do? Put me on a sick throw or something? I don't kiss on my first date, and I know you're aware of it. You're everything to me. But did I ever tell you? I got a real crush on Karen. It's going way back.
I heard, or maybe it was that I read, I don't remember whether I heard or read, that you got to, in past years, you got to resolve some long unspoken issues with Linda.
Yes.
Did that go well?
Well, I was totally surprised. Somebody had contacted me and said, geez, are your songs about Linda and a particular name? I won't say it over the thing, but, and I said, geez, yeah, it's funny. And he's going, well, I'm the best friend of hers. And so all of a sudden, next thing I know, he put, gave her my email address. The next thing we were going back and forth, and it's kind of, wonderful in a way. As I said, we resolved some older things, and
that's good.
And
it wasn't too hard.
Well, she's married now, so it's and I'm not into that sort of thing. As my theory, you never mess with married women or a friend's girlfriend. Well, it's just it's not cool to get in the between people.
That makes sense.
Morning light, somehow the silver never melts. Just doesn't when you're walking through my dreams. Sometimes I feel like God forgot me, like God forgot me. So your Pentecost, your room don't like a make-out party. Don't look back, bouncing kisses on the beach with Karen. Hey, yeah, I can see Karen.
Now I think I've been thinking. Lots of people, like, they go on dates and they go see a horror movie, or there's all kinds of things that people do that they do where they scare themselves, and it's part of getting together with people. Why do you think repulsion is so sexy to some people?
What was it?
Do you think repulsion, being repulsed or being disgusted, is sexy sometimes?
Well, Peanut Butter Wolf from Stones Throw asked me that question. He says, do you think sometimes, your performance sometimes, do you think that takes away from your music or vice versa? And I always say that the combination works. You need something. When I was younger, I used to go to, John Cage shows, Christian Wolf and things like that. And I always thought, gosh, I love John Cage and all that stuff. I said, I just wish there was one more element to it. Let's put, like, Fabian, Bobby Rydell, Dion, some of these people in front of.
Who's your favorite of those?
I have to say probably Dion, early Dion.
Yeah.
I don't know if you probably wouldn't remember Dion.
I know Dion very well.
Dion and the Belmonts and some of those people, but
I like Little Diane, the one where he wrote where he slaps his girlfriend, and they play the kazoo.
Yeah, that's right, that kazoo. But yeah, it's funny because he goes to church with Dion.
Really?
In Boca Raton, Florida. So I told him, he should give him one of my records, and that would be nice, because as I said, Dion was my hero. But we're talking, gosh, when I was probably in 5th grade, 4th grade or something, and then we went on, and Dion and Bobby Rydell and Fabian and all those people, and then it kind of moved. Then the Beatles came out, and then the next thing I know, all that kind of stuff. Then everybody wanted to be in a Beatle-ish type band.
Sure.
And then so things moved on, and that's, as I said, so. But anyway, so I like to kind of keep both going just to keep it interesting. You try to put a little musicality. I mean, I've dabbled in both, so, where we've done shows where it's just been totally, very avant-garde, experimental. But now, as time goes on, I incorporate you know, depending on the circumstance, but I try to put a little, you know, musicality into it, you know. Like I say, you know, I love Debussy. I love all, you know, impressionistic music is like one of my favorites.
I don't think there aren't that many people who try and go back and forth between those things. Do you? But I think the audiences kind of like it, and I wonder if you have any idea. Is it hard to do that, to go back and forth? Why don't people do more of it?
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, I guess it's either one way or another. But I'm not sure why other people don't go back and forth. It took a while, you know. That's what I'm saying. When I was younger, I developed into things came about in time, and it took time. And like I said, I was in totally chaotic stuff. I was in other things. I mean, you know, we play Gershwin, we play all this other stuff too in the lounge, and so everything kind of blended, and it all, I guess, I don't know if I said that in your interview too, but it all came together when, you know, I started doing You Think You Really Know Me came out, and then it bridged everything together that I was looking for. You know, I was never quite happy with this or with this. You know, I did another Galaxy, I did this, and I kept thinking, well, there's got to be one more step up. You know, I got to get to put one's personality into music. Sometimes is difficult. You know,
Yes.
how do you get
Yes, of course.
get a voice? How do you get a vision into? But like I say, it did come together in 24. So I try to stay in a certain focus that you know, that is Gary Wilson.
Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to sleep alone. Linda wants to be alone all into the night. Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to sleep alone. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night. Doctor told me what to do. I gotta get away from you. Told me what was really true all into the night. Every night I try to take Linda, she's so watery. Girls are swimming at the beach all into the night. Here we go. Wants to sleep alone. Linda, I love you. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night. Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to eat alone. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night. Linda tells me when to sleep, you know I try to get my sleep. Girls are swimming at the beach all into the night. Every night I try to keep Linda, she's so watery. Girls are swimming at the beach all into. Here we go. Linda, I love you. Wants to eat alone. Linda wants to sleep alone. Not all in one night. Hey, Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to eat alone. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night. I remember when I walked down Vermont Avenue. I thought I saw Linda near the Susquehanna River. She was writing a message to my girlfriend. She was talking about she never would come over. Next thing I knew, I was in trouble. Not one more time, but twice. It had to be that same exact damn time. And what was the moment I remember? Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to eat alone. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night. Here we go. Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to eat alone. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night. Linda wants to be alone. Linda wants to eat alone. Linda wants to sleep alone all into the night.
I think there are very, very, very few people, almost none, who can stop doing, you know, there's a gap there where you weren't doing Gary Wilson stuff in this way. And very few people can leave it alone for a while and then come back. And I feel like you not only did that, but you actually upped the ante and you know, came back and did something that was even more focused.
Oh, well, thank
And
you.
I want to know, are there like certain almost like muscles that you had to keep in shape during that time? Like how do you do something like that?
Well, as you said, you know, to stay true to your vision on that. You know, in between things, of course, you know, I was involved in, you know, and I had been writing songs here and there, but as I said, you kind of succumb to the situation and figure, oh, well, I guess, you know, your time never came, I guess, or something like that. And, you know, but, you know, I kept working. My girlfriend, as I said, she was a grad student at UCSD, and she was involved in all that kind of experimental art too. So, so I was able to step right into that. So we would do, you know, shows on campus and public access. but a lot of those were like really experimental with film and things like that. And yeah, so you know, I tried to stay true to my vision, but you know, then like I said, it took me by surprise too, because I didn't expect things to excel as they did, and then it, you know, but I slowly got back into what it was about, you know. Like you said, after a while maybe you might lose touch with it a little bit, you know, but you know, well, thanks for saying I stay true to it. I try to, and I think
very
my new
much.
ones you'll probably enjoy too.
Good, very good.
was just talking to one of the guys there, and I was saying, geez, what a things, you know, how it used to be when we started and stuff, and we, you know, people, you know, yanking our plugs out and all this other stuff. And I said, now all of a sudden it seems, you know, people are singing along with the songs, and it's a pleasant surprise. I'm not too sure what happened there. You know, it just kind of, you know, who could tell? Who would think it would happen in one way? I'm glad it did, though. I mean, that's always nothing wrong with that. We did a show, it was called the Homecoming Concerts, and we did a thing back in, I don't know if I said that in the interview I did with you earlier, but it was at a theater that I went to as a child, all the horror films I used to see up, when I was a kid, and they converted it to a performing arts center. and they held like 2 concerts for me a few years back, and geez, it was. And then the people who made the documentary threw, a party in the basement of the theater. So I was in the basement of the theater that I went to as a kid. There's this huge party, and everybody from my past had come. So there was all, people from 93 years old, to young kids, and it was such a mixture. All my friends from the past, everybody came to it. So it was like, geez, it was, it was a wonderful experience, really. Yeah, it was. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to people, and and everybody accepted it as it is. Nobody, even like the older people that were there, they weren't offended that I was, all covered in flour or something. And so, yeah, I think it did. As I said, it was a marvelous experience. One of those things that probably will stay in my memory for a long time.
What's the creepiest thing that you've ever seen?
Watching a television show, The Hunting Network, I think is one of the creepiest things I see.
That sounds pretty creepy, yeah.
I don't know if you've picked that up on cable, but
well, I've seen some Ted Nugent shows. That
yeah,
similar.
Jesus. I don't know how you people feel about it, but it really kind of, that's something I feel deeply about. I was just talking to some guy earlier about that, and I said, he's talking about hunting, and I said, Jesus, I said, you guys are like a bunch of bullies. You're running through the woods, hiding behind trees, ambushing animals, shooting their damn hindquarters off if you miss, or, the deer's looking at you, he's got fear in his eyes, you're pursuing it, and you're going to just look at it and shoot its head off? I mean, what the hell is that? And people think I'm weird, and I see that, and it just like blows my mind,
I agree completely.
How could you say, okay, what if somebody shoots your dog like that? You think that's a good idea? And I'm a hypocrite in some ways because I eat, I like, beef and all that other stuff. But, I think it's the sport part of it that turns me off. I don't understand why people do that for sport. It just seems like a blood, some little animal, ducks. What the hell? You look at a duck, you think you want to shoot its head off?
That's right. You had a pet for a duck.
I sure did. Yep.
I've forgotten. What was the name of the duck?
Well, we had Ducky Doo, we had Yogi, Larry. Remember any of our other ducks we used to have?
Doo and Yogi.
Those were our main ones.
Yeah. They lasted quite a while.
This is my brother, Larry Wilson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
How long did ducks live?
Well, gosh, we would get
7
them.
years, maybe.
Do they live that long? We always never kept them that long. Remember, we'd have them.
Somebody ends up eating them.
Well, not us, but yeah, my parents would give them away. Yeah, I'd like to get some more ducks, really, if I ever get up near a pond or something.
We
Yeah,
have some ducks on our lake in Florida.
yeah, he's from Florida. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Well, thank you.
She got the reddest whip, the reddest whip, yeah. When I spoke alone.